You're broke, you're poor, your wife spends too much money. Now you're in your fantasy draft wanting some cheap running backs to flip that script to get back in your fantasy life because you can't control the costs. I got you. I got you covered. We're going to talk about 12 cheaper running backs. Some of these guys are coming up in price, but it's dependent on your draft here. But I'm going to help you out. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because I'm going to help you out. We're going to find gems off the waiver wire, guys to pick up, how to set lineups, strategy, draft talk. It's all here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. Do not disappoint Ric Flair. Nick Chubb's not going to disappoint Ric Flair. He's never been. He has been solid his whole career, coming back from that knee issue. And it looks like Joe Mixon ain't coming back soon. It looks like Joe Mixon is not coming back soon. That is one thing we feel good about, that Joe Mixon's on the mend. He hasn't been out there. He's cheap. You're looking at him in the double-digit rounds. He's an afterthought. Nobody wants to touch him. He didn't look great last year. He's been looking okay in camp. We do not know how long he's going to hold it down. But at the price, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, yo. Doesn't matter. Like, you're already good at running back. But if you catch a week 1, week 2 injury, you got your dude here. He's Nick Chubb, generational prospect out of Georgia, played for those bad Browns teams, and still got you through. You ain't going to get it through for him when he's this cheap in your fantasy draft? Come on, but Jaden Blue, if you're looking for upside, here you go. And this Dallas backfield is ambiguous, to say the least. He's been hurt these last few weeks, which is okay for fantasy football. It's driving down the cost. Because the cost was rising, you would have to pay for him if you wanted him in your drafts right now. If he got to explode or got some carries in a preseason game, he was racking up touches in practice. He was getting some opportunities with the ones when Miles Sanders was out. Miles Sanders is a training camp hero, and then in season he turns into the zero. Javonte Williams couldn't hit 4 yards per carry last year. We'll see if he can get right with this team. And you watch him in practice, he can reel off some nice runs, but you're also like, man, a few of these, you're done in the backfield, dude. So you're watching Jaden Blue. He's got speed to burn. He can get work in the passing game. Phil Maffa, I'll throw in an extra. Phil Maffa, pay attention to him because he's a big back. He's a big boy with sweet feet. Jaden Blue, though, sometime during the line, it's going to be his turn. He'll get the opportunity. That 4.3 speed, the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. That's going to be electric. You're at least going to want to pick him up off waivers. He's cheap right now. Everybody's putting money on him. As you can see, he's been getting drafted all off season long, even with the cluster of running backs, but also Braylon Allen. A guy this big, this young, should not be this exciting, but here we are. And he was killing it in college football at 17 years old. And now it's his second year, and instantly last year in training camp, they had to name him and Breece Hall the Killer Bees. If I got Breece Hall, damn straight, I'm getting Braylon Allen, and I will get him a round or two earlier. If I don't get Breece Hall, I'm getting him naked without Breece Hall. And I don't care. The upside's there. They're going to run the football. They said that the other day in the media. Aaron Glenn said that. He said, look at the Eagles. They had a run-heavy approach. We can do that. They got Justin Fields at quarterback. They're not going air raid. They're not going air raid. They're not averaging 30 pass attempts a game. They're going to run it with Fields. They're going to be splitting up this backfield. They're probably going to have 2 running backs getting more rushing attempts than a lot of RB1s on some teams. Like Braylon Allen might get more work than some of those other RB1s that you're looking at. And you're seeing them in the 15th, 14th, 13th round. Really depends on the format of your league here. He's about to explode. He's going to get work. If Breece Hall goes down, he's going to explode. And then the 1B back is Isaiah Davis. Tank Bigsby. He's cheap. He's going to get work. They like to use 2 running backs in their offense. That being said, he's going to get opportunities. He's going to get work. He flashed last year. He's been flashing in training camp. Travis Etienne has been running with the ones in preseason, getting snaps ahead of him, but it's always been that way, and he's always been the 1B. This is your power back. This is the guy with the sweet vision and good feet. You're looking at a very efficient running back when given the opportunity. You're catching him cheap in drafts, and in an offense where they're going to be using these running backs, they're going to be splitting up the workload. he could be getting more opportunities than realized, especially compared to previous seasons. Jacory Croskey-Merritt. Like I said earlier, some of these guys are on the rise. He's on a massive rise. But I can also read my comment section and gauge that there are some haters. There are some people that don't like him. And in home league drafts, as he's rising the board among the consensus, rookies get faded a little bit. So he's still a little bit cheap. He's not as cheap as what he was. A few weeks ago, he wasn't getting drafted. A week or so after that, he was getting drafted like the last week on average in ADP. Jacory Croskey-Merritt's gaining steam. He's going to go up the rankings. He's going to fly off the board. Everybody's talking about him. He is a cheap prospect that has been looking good. This is a running back you need to pay attention to, but also Ray Davis. If Cook goes down, Ray Davis is going to eat. He's already simmered a little bit in the frying pan. He did last year. 5 RB2 games last year. When Cook was out, he cooked. He's got good vision. He's good between the tackles. They had a tremendous running back class looking them in the face. They said, nah, we're good with Ray Davis. Ray Davis is going to cook if something happens to Cook. That being said, if I got Cook, I'm definitely getting Ray Davis. I'm definitely getting that handcuff. However, naked, he's fine on the back end of your bench. But also Woody Marks. We talked about Nick Chubb. He's been banged up the last couple years. Woody Marks has been looking good in practice. He's had some good runs in preseason. This is a rookie running back that is a good meat and potatoes back. That's good in the passing game, good between the tackles, runs the play how it's ran, has some upside here. That could be a sneaky get. He might be your last pick in your draft. Really depends on your format and how you're going. You can only go with 1 or 2 lottery tickets in most leagues, so you really got to play this right and be willing to turn and burn your lottery tickets. But Trey Benson, I believe he is the ultimate lottery ticket. I think if you look at last year's cost, round 9, round 10, in ADP this time last year, you're getting him at round 12. He has not fell on his face to prove that he sucked. He did not get an opportunity or enough opportunities to prove that he's the greatest show on turf. So that being said, you're catching him at a good discount because last year everybody was paying a couple rounds more. I like James Conner. Nothing about him. But running backs go down. And this is a handcuffed running back with a lead upside with that 4.3 speed with good draft capital behind him. We're on year 2 now. Something happens to Conner, you're going to want Trey Benson. Quinnen Judkins. This is a first-round caliber running back prospect being drafted in double-digit rounds. Don't forget about him. He's an upside flyer. He's going to have a long rookie ramp-up. He's got a crusty coaching staff that is not going to jump off and give him the touches right away. They're going to allow him to earn it, allow him to learn the offense, but the talent is going to come out somewhere down the line. This is a first-round caliber running back drafted at 204, deep running back class. This is a running back that could turn heads early this year. Kyle Money Guy coming down the board. If something happens to Swift, he's going to be getting carries up the gut. He's got good vision, good at Rutgers, fun running back prospect. You may not draft him, but watch him off the waiver wire because the waiver wire is super cheap. Sean, my favorite Tucker here. He could be the RB2 on this team. There has been rumors that they might like him more than White. White is back at practice. Right now, Sean Tucker's not draftable, but he is the handcuff to Irving, as is White is too, because they use 2 running backs at the same time. So that being said, if one of those 2 running backs go down, Sean Tucker's getting touches. He's explosive. He's a good running back. He fell out of the draft due to a heart condition. He's fighting his way back up the roster. That's something to pay attention to. He's a guy to root for. He's done nothing but work hard. He has done nothing but cash out his opportunities. He's a good back. Jordan James could be a surprise running back down the line. Garando's banged up. Jordan James has some hand issue right now. Christian McCaffrey, last few years, got us a little bit nervous. Jordan James, good vision, good between the tackles, can pop off some good runs. That's a running back you need to pay attention to, whether you want to make it your last pick in your draft or off the waiver wire somewhere down the line. Watch his workload. Watch how he gets worked in. Watch the attrition in this offense, but that's going to be highly noted. But Jordan James is a guy to pay attention to this year. Those are the cheap running backs we're looking at today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.